Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, my students. How are you? Are you fine? Okay. So today we will complete unit number 1, the last lesson in unit number 1. We said the title is Free Time. The learning outcomes. Number 1, we are going to identify the sound d, t, id in the past tense. Okay. So you are going to know what are the verbs that it sound like d in the past tense, and what are the verbs that when we pronounce the ed at the end we pronounce it as t, and what are the verbs that when we pronounce the ed at the end in the past tense it will be like d. Okay, then we are going to use the past tense to write a story. We are going to write a story and we use the verbs in the past. Okay, then we are going to express our opinion. We said when we express our opinion, we said this phrase, I think, or in my opinion. Okay, now let's have this activity as a warm up. Okay, what can you see? Sports program. Well done. A sports program. Excellent. What about this picture? The news. Well done. Okay, then a cartoon. Excellent. Okay. Oh, a film. Well done. What about this picture? A nature program. Well done, my students. The last one, a quiz show. Very good. So these are TV programs that we studied yesterday. Okay. Now let's move to our skills book. I want you to open page number 70. You are going to have the activity look, cover, write, and check. Okay, what are the words for today? Here we have exciting, the adjectives that we studied yesterday: exciting, interesting, boring, scary, and funny. Okay, you are going to write these words in the 3 columns here. Okay, now look here. Look at your skills book, page number 6. Here we have read and circle the past tense verbs. We are going to read the story and then we are going to circle the verb that is in the past. Okay? So now you have 2 minutes to read the story and I want you to circle the past tense. Okay, my students? Now listen to the story.
Listening 1.6. And so the two boys climbed the mountain. Suddenly, a huge lion walked across the path. It stopped and looked at the boys. Nibras wanted to run away, but Yusuf started to move towards the lion. The lion watched Yusuf, and then it opened its mouth and...
Okay. Now, what are the verbs? Yes, number 1, in line number 1, what is it? Yes, climbed. Well done. What about the second verb? Suddenly, a huge lion walked across the path. So, what is the verb here? Walked. Excellent. Then it stopped and looked at the boys. So what are the verbs here? We have 2 verbs. We have stopped and looked. Well done. Then Nibas wanted to run away, but Yusuf started to move toward the lion. So we have the verb here, wanted, well done, The lion watched Yusuf and then it opened its mouth. So here we have watched and opened. Well done. Now, my students, what we are going to do, we are going to classify these words or divide it, sort it as the sounds at the end. Here we have ed. We said that ed in the past sometimes it is pronounced like d sound, and sometimes it's pronounced like t sound, and sometimes it's pronounced like d sound. So look at this verb, climbed, huh? Climbed. Okay, so is it d or t or d? Yes, well done. It is climbed. Yes, it is the sound. Now, what are other verbs that you can put it here under this column? The sound. Yes, opened. Well done. Opened. Excellent. What about the t sound? What are the verbs that we can put it here? Yes, well done. Walked. Excellent. What else? Looked. Well done. Stopped and watched. Well done. So all of these, the ed here pronounced as t sound. Okay, what about the sound? What are the verbs? Here we have wanted and started. Excellent. Excellent. Well done, my students. Now, let's check our answer. Listen again to the story and check the pronunciation of these verbs. Okay? Listen.
Listening 1.6. And so the two boys climbed the mountain. Suddenly, a huge lion walked across the path. It stopped and looked at the boys. Nibras wanted to run away, but Yusuf started to move towards the lion. The lion watched Yusuf, and then it opened its mouth and...
Okay. Now, let's move. Here we have fun. We are going to play this game. Okay. Okay, my students. Now, let's click on this link. Okay, look here. Here we have regular verbs. We are going to sort it into the sound d, t, d. Okay, how do we pronounce the ed at the end of the verbs? Let's see here. For example, if we take this one, the sound, what are the verbs that it pronounced like this one? Look here. Let's try this one. Is it correct? Yes, love. Well done. So it is d sound. What about this t sound? Look, look, look there carefully. Look here. Let's try this one. Choked. Is it choked? Yes, excellent. So it's t sound. Now let's see this one. Let's see this. Switch it. Is it twist? Is switch it? No. So let's try another one. Cycled or waited. Let's try this one. Yes, it's correct. So please complete this game. I'm gonna to send the link for you, okay, to practice the pronunciation of the ed. Okay, my students? Now let's go back to our lesson. Here on your book, page number, on your class book, okay, here we have the story, okay. Let me the number of the page? Okay, it is on your class book, page number 9. Okay, so I want you to see, to look at the picture and tell me what can you see here. Look at the picture and tell me what do you think happened here in this story. Here we have a family, yes, and they are going on a trip. Then look at this picture. They are eating, and they are eating next to their house. So what happened in the story? What do you think? What happened? Okay, here we are going to read the story and put it in order. Let's read these sentences together. After 5 minutes, Maisa shouted, I left the cake in the fridge. So they all drove back to the house to get the cake. An hour later, Maisa said, I forgot to lock the door. So they all went back to the house to check the door was locked. After 30 minutes, Maisa shouted, Stop the car! I forgot my handbag. So they all went back to the house to get Mom's handbag. At the house, Maisa got her handbag and put it in the car. Faisal drove away from the house for the third time. Here we have one day, Maisa and Faisal decided to go for a picnic. They packed the car and left at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You're right, said Maisa. I know. Let's have our picnic here. The garden is beautiful and I can't forget anything. At the house, Maitha got the cake and put it in the car. Faisal drove away from the house for a second time. At the house, Maitha locked the door and climbed to the car again. But Faisal didn't start the car. It's getting dark now, he said. It's too late to go for a picnic. So now we are going to write it in order. We are going to order them, okay? What do you think? Which one is number one? Yes, when we write a story, we start by the phrase one day. Excellent. So number one will be one day Maitha and Faisal decided to go for a picnic. They packed the car and left at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Then number two, after 5 minutes, Maitha shouted, I left the cake in the fridge. So they all drove back to the house to get the cake. Then what happened? What will be number three? Which one? Yes, this one. At the house, Maitha got the cake and put it in the car. Faisal drove away from the house for a second time. Then number four, after 30 minutes, Maitha shouted, Stop the car! I forgot my handbag. So they all went back to the house to get Mom's handbag. Then what happened? Yes, number five, at the house, Maitha got her handbag and put it in the car. Faisal drove away from the house for the third time. Number six, an hour later, Maitha said, I forgot to lock the door. So they all went back to the house to check the door was locked. Okay. Number seven, at the house, Maitha locked the door and climbed to the car again. But Faisal didn't start the car. It's getting dark now, he said. It's too late to go for a picnic. And the last one, you are right, said Maitha. I know. Let's have our picnic here. The garden is beautiful and I can't forget anything. So let's check our answer. Is it correct? Is the order here correct? Let's check. Listen. Number one.
Listening 1.7. One day, Mesa and Faisal decided to go for a picnic. They packed the car and left at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, so this is number one. Let's see number two.
They drove out of the gate, and Mesa shouted, "I left the cake in the fridge." So they all drove back to the house to get the cake. At the house,
Okay, number three.
Mesa got the cake and put it in the car. Faisal drove away from the house for a second time.
Okay, number four.
After 30 minutes, Mesa shouted, "Stop the car! I forgot my handbag." So they all went back to the house to get Mum's handbag.
Okay, number five.
At the house, Mesa got her handbag and put it in the car. Faisal drove away from the house for a third time.
Okay, number six.
An hour later, Mesa said, "I forgot to lock the door." So they all went back to the house to check the door was locked.
Now number seven.
At the house, Mesa locked the door and climbed into the car again. But Faisal didn't start the car. "It's getting dark now," he said. "It's too late to go for a picnic."
Okay, number eight.
"You're right," said Mesa. "I know. Let's have our picnic here. The garden is beautiful and I can't forget anything."
Okay, so our answer correct. Okay, now it's time to write. Okay, are you ready? We are going to write a story. But first, we are going to write a mind map. What does it mean, a mind map, teacher? When you write something, before you write it, you have to have a mind map. Okay? You have to write phrases that you are going to use it when you write the paragraph. It is called in Arabic خريطة ذهنية. Okay? So, look here. What did you do in the holiday? We are going to write about the activities that we do in the holiday. We are going to write it as a story. Okay? So let's have a mind map here. We are going to write when shopping, one of the activities that we are going to do in this story. Okay? Then bought a gift for my grandmother, visited my grandmother, went to the zoo, saw many animals, and got lost. Okay? Now, let's write about our holiday. Write about your holiday. So the title will be My Holiday to Balka. Okay? So the first sentence will be, huh? We said went, huh? We said went shopping. So we said we left Muscat at 10 o'clock in the morning. Or I and my family left Muscat at 10 o'clock in the morning. First, then we will add comma. First, I went shopping in Balka Mall, for example. I bought a gift for my grandmother. Then, comma, we visited my grandmother. I gave her a gift and she was very happy. We had lunch and left my grandmother's house at 4 o'clock. After that, we went to the zoo. Okay, what happened in the zoo? I saw many animals. I saw a lion, a monkey, a tiger, and many kinds of birds. I got lost in the zoo. Or I can say suddenly, فجأة, I got lost in the zoo. I was very scared. My family were looking for me. Then, comma, I saw a zookeeper and asked for help. He took me to my family. Look at the verb here. We use the verb in the past. I was happy to see them. We had a nice day in Barca. Finally, we went back to Muscat at 7 o'clock. Can you write a paragraph about your holiday? Okay. First, you have to make a mind map, then write the paragraph. Okay, my students? Now, when we talk about our opinion about something, we use the word good or bad. We have two sides here, good or bad. For example, when I ask you, what do you think about TV or about computer game? You will say, in my opinion, or you will say, I think computer game computer games are good. Or you may say, I think computer games are bad. So we have here either good or bad. Okay, good or bad. Look here on your book, skills book, page number 10. We are going to read these texts and write here in these boxes either G or B. Okay, are computer games good or bad? So here this represent good and B represent bad. Okay, what do you think? I like computer games because they are fun and exciting. So is that good or bad? Good, excellent. So here we are going to write game. G, sorry. I think they are unhealthy because they stop children doing exercise. Is it good or bad? Unhealthy. Yes, it is bad. Excellent. I think they are boring. Okay, because they repeat the same game. So this is bad. Well done. I think they teach important skills. They make children read English, plan actions, and work out problems. Okay? I think they teach important skills. They make children read English, plan actions, and work out problems. So, is it good or bad? Yes, excellent. It is good. So, here, in my opinion, they can make children do bad things. This is because they are always about guns and driving fast. Is it good or bad? Hi, my students, what do you think? They said they can make children do bad things. So this is bad. Well done. Number six, in my opinion, they are very useful because they stop children getting bored and doing dangerous things. Is it good or bad? Yes, it is good. Well done, my students. Excellent. Now, I want you to express your opinion, okay, about these things. Okay, you are going to speak. Here we have speaking. What do you think about computer games? Or what do you think about cartoons? What do you think about fast food? What do you think about films? What do you think about football? What do you think about homework? What do you think about cars? What do you think about TV? Please choose one of these and talk about it. I want you to take video talking about your opinion about one of these things, okay? And send it to me. For example, you would say, I think they are good because, or in my opinion, they are bad because, okay? I will give you an example, don't worry. Here, for example, we have cars, okay? If I ask you, what do you think about cars? Do you think cars are good or bad? Hi, my students. You can say, I think, okay? I think cars are good because they help us go to school. So this is if the cars are good. We said, I think cars are good because who are they? Cars, okay? Help us go to school. Then in or you can say, in my opinion, cars are bad because some people drive fast and kill others. What do you think, my students? Do you think cars are good or bad? You have to use this phrase, I think, or in my opinion, okay? And use the word good, bad, and the word because to mention the reason. Why do you think they are good or why do you think they are bad? Okay, my students? Now let's have fun. Here, let's revise the TV program. What can you see here? Is it Are these films or cartoons or news or what? Let's try this. No. Sport program. Well done. Okay. What about this? What can you see here? Cartoon. Well done. Now next. What can you see? Huh? Look at this word. News. Well done. Next. Huh, look here. We have animals. We have trees. Giraffe. So this is nature program. Well done. That's all for today. I hope that you enjoy our lesson for today. Thank you. See you next time. Goodbye.